going to talk about the Kanga 1600 machine. This is the most powerful machine in the Steammaster range. This can be used for carpet cleaning and upholstery cleaning, and you can even use it for tile cleaning. So this makes a very versatile machine. I'll just show you a couple of the features about this machine. It has the 3 switches along the front there. First one is for the pump, one vacuum motor, the second vacuum motor. It also has the heater and the waste pump switch. Here we have an extra inlet. Now this is where we can plug in a booster pack if we need to run even more hose or even more vacuum. It has an hour meter, so you can keep track of when services are due and to show that you're working really hard. And of course we have 2 power inlets. This machine is so powerful that it needs 2 power inlets to run, and we'll need 2 cords to run it with. One needs to be plugged into like a laundry plug, and the other one needs to be plugged into a kitchen power point. And this is because those 2 power points will be on different circuits, and you're not going to be tripping circuit breakers all the time. But just watch out in case somebody, or the customer, decides to make you a cup of tea. If they put the kettle on at the same time, they're going to trip the circuit breakers, because this machine uses a lot of power, because it needs a lot of power to get those tiles really clean. Here we have the vacuum booster inlet. We lift the flap up and we can plug the vacuum hose to the booster pack. That gives you the advantage that you can run extra hose from the machine set up in one place. You can go up extra height, so if you need to do upstairs, you don't have to carry the machine upstairs, you just leave it all downstairs and it's ready to go. We're doing hot water extraction, or steam cleaning as it's sometimes called. And steam cleaning, of course, infers that we've got hot water. So we need water in the machine. We can either put the water in the machine with buckets, or we can connect it up with this hose. Now the tank will hold around about 55 litres of water, which will do a lot of carpet cleaning. You'll probably nearly get most of the whole house full of carpet cleaned with just that 55 litres. So to connect it up, we simply pull back on the little flange there, connect it up. We then connect that to the hot water tap in the laundry. Turn the tap on and that machine will automatically fill, because in here is a little cistern valve which just regulates the height of the water and makes sure that the tank is always full, always ready to go, so that you can keep on working. Now before we start our carpet cleaning machine, one very important thing we need to do is to connect up the wand, because when we start this hose, there's going to be a very powerful suction here. Now sometimes in some situations you might have some children running around the house, for instance. Ideally we need to keep them right out of the way. Ask the customer to just keep their children in another room, because things can get a bit hot, or we've got very powerful suction. You can just imagine what happens when a curious child looks down this noisy hose. So before we start the machine, we always connect the hose to the wand, and now that's nice and safe. We're also going to connect the hot water pressure line to the wand as well. So there's that little flange which connects onto the quick connect. Let it go click. That's on nice and tight, and now the wand is set up ready to go. Here we have a wand fitted with a glide. Now this is a special type of plastic that reduces the friction on the wand, and as it's used it glides easily across the carpet and takes a lot of the fatigue out. These are a great little add-on for any wand, and makes your job so much easier. Okay, here we have our standard 2-jet wand, and here we have a 4-jet wand. So a 4-jet wand has 4 individual sprays, all fed from the same pressure system, and again the little jets need to be offset slightly. But one of the advantages of a 4-jet wand is that the jets are actually slightly closer to the carpet. which cuts your distance down, which gives you a little bit more pressure and actually a little bit less heat loss, because believe it or not, you lose a few degrees temperature in between the water leaving the spray and the time it hits the carpet. Now this here is an upholstery tool. It's an enclosed jet head, so the spray jet is down inside that little slot there. This is the vacuum slot, so that vacuums onto the fabric, and when the fabric's up against that wand there, it stops the water spraying all over the place. It's exactly the same principle as the carpet cleaning wand. So the vacuum connects onto here, the water line connects onto there, there's your trigger to operate it, and the vacuum, and we can use it to clean upholstery. We can clean upholstery upwards, sideways, downwards, all over the place, and that'll be fine. Yeah, so the vacuum comes in here, the water is spraying out down into the fabric, so the water's basically doing a U-turn within the fabric. So the water sprays in, picks up the soil and detergent that's already on there, vacuums it back out again. Now you can use this vertically, you can use it sideways, you can use it even up and down. Because of this little pocket in here, that stops the water spraying all over the walls and the picture frames and everything like that. There's your upholstery tool. In any of these machines, here we have the hot water outlet. This is where the water goes out to the carpet or out to the wand, so that's producing the water flow and the hot water to do the cleaning. We can adjust the pressure with this knob. We adjust it for around about 100 psi pressure for upholstery cleaning. We adjust it up to around about 300 to 400 psi pressure for carpet cleaning, and we can ride it right up to 1200 for tile cleaning, and with the 1600 machine we can go right up to 1600 psi. Now that's awesome sort of pressure. Also on this machine we've got this is the vacuum outlet. This is where all the exhaust air goes. You can actually plug a hose into that and run that to an outside of the building. Here we have the manual waste dump. So if we want to dump a little bit of water into a bucket for showing the customer how dirty the water is, you can do that into a bucket from here, or you can just dump that into a bucket to put in the garden. This is the manual dump valve. We simply pull up on here and that'll open the valve so you can dump the dirty water into a bucket. You can use that for emptying into the toilet or the laundry tub, or even out onto the garden bed. Here we have the auto dump valve. Connect up the hose to that. That runs away to the toilet or garden or any sewage outlet, and we turn the manual lever on, and the machine will automatically pump out when it needs to. Now with the auto pump out machines, we simply connect this hose onto there, turn the valve on, and the machine will automatically empty, so you can continue to work. This is great for big areas of carpet cleaning where you don't want to be stopping to empty the machine all the time. It's also good for tile cleaning where you're using quite a bit of water. Another great thing is when you're doing some water damage work and you're pulling out water out of that carpet, the machine will keep emptying, so you don't have to stop and empty the machine every couple of minutes. Now to connect up the machine to your wand, you have the same two hoses. Now this end here with the male fitting on there, that goes into here. Again, we pull back on the little flange, connect it in, and wait till it goes click. Now that's connected. We then plug in the vacuum hose. Make sure you've got this black tip on there which will fit straight into there, and now your machine will be able to suck water back into here. Now I'll just show you some of the features in this machine. We can unclip that, take off the whole lid. This lid is nice and clear so you can see what's going on. Your customers will see the dirty water coming back into here. So the vacuum pulls back into here, splashes up against here and drops down into the filter basket. So the filter basket will catch the lint and fluff and that sort of thing that's coming out of the carpet there. So at the end of the job, when you're finished, you just need to empty this basket into a waste bag, give it a clean, and then pop it back in to the machine. Clip that down, ready to go again. Down inside this waste tank is a pump. Now that pump will empty out the water through our waste pipe. It automatically measures the level of the water, and when it gets a little bit too high, it starts to pump the water out. And that saves you having to empty buckets all the time. Another feature in these machines is this little ball valve here. So if the machine does happen to fill up a little bit too high, the little ball floats up, blocks off the vacuum and saves your motors from getting all wet from dirty water. So that just clips onto there and away you go. Now this machine has the heater, the built-in heater function there. That keeps the water nice and hot for you. Simply switch that on and that'll keep the water heated while you're cleaning. Now this machine can also rotate around on the spot. It's got the 4 casters underneath as well as the big wheels which are used for transport. And so the machine can be spun around quite easily. But when it's in the right position, just use your foot and lock the wheels down. This machine also needs to have 2 power cords. One plugged into the laundry tub, or laundry power point rather, and one plugged into the kitchen supply. That makes sure it's on 2 separate power circuits and you're not going to be tripping circuit breakers all the time. This might look like a wand for children or little people. No, it's actually a stair tool. A lot of houses or properties will have stairs with carpets on them that need cleaning. So rather than use the great big one, we'll use an actual stair tool. Connect it all the same as the normal wand, so vacuum on, water on, the trigger, all of that is exactly the same. So now we can do the tops of the stairs, the stair flats. We can also do the stair risers just simply by working the wand that way. When you're doing stairs, always make sure you just roll that tool over that front rounded edge of the stairs there, because that's the dirtiest part of the stairs. And that's your stair tool. So here we have our tile cleaning tool. Here's the business end. We've got this spinning spray jet. Now this needs at least 1000 psi to really get this spinning. The water comes out those little jets there, nice and close to the floor, and that gives you cleaning. The vacuum actually comes in through the little slot around the outside. So that's for smooth tiles, this is for uneven surfaces, and it's just a matter of changing those around. So the water pressure comes in through the fitting at the top here, down through that stainless steel pipe, down into the spray jets, sprays down onto the floor, the vacuum picks up the water and all the dirt, back up the black vacuum pipe which comes back to here. So we connect on the vacuum pipe, connect on our high pressure line, we're ready to go, and that's the trigger mechanism to turn the water pressure on and off. The vacuum runs the whole time. Okay, here we have the mini turbo. Now this is a handheld tile cleaning machine. Again, we've got the spinning arm underneath and the vacuum picks up in those areas. Now this is simply connected like that, and that's purposely really tight. So the hose will stay there while you're working up on the higher areas there. And again, just connect in the high pressure line, there's the hand trigger, and away you go. Here we have the Kobra hand tool. Now this is ideal for really small areas and big corners that you can't get into with the round style machines. connect on the water, connect on the vacuum, and again that's fairly tight so that it'll stay there while you're holding it up above your head, it'll take the weight of the hose. Yeah, so this has the built-in spray jet, one straight spray, and you just use it up and down, sideways, whichever way you want. Here we have the concrete bracket fitted to the tile cleaning tool. This makes it easy to work over concrete, so you can add concrete cleaning and driveway cleaning and all that sort of thing to your business as well. Now we need to get the pressure going. So we've got the machine switched on and we can adjust the pressure using this knob here, and we read the pressure on the pressure gauge here. The red indication there is for the pounds per square inch, or PSI pressure, which we need for carpet at around about 400 PSI. Don't worry if that needle flicks up and down, that's just the unloaded pressure for when the trigger is off. So detergent has to be applied to the carpet before we do the hot water extraction, and we can do that with a number of pieces of equipment. The best one you'll find is the Hydroforce pre-sprayer. This connects onto there. Now we're ready to spray with that. In here we put our detergent solution. Follow the directions on the label for that one, and then connect your high pressure line onto there, which connects onto the high pressure outlet on your machine. So high pressure in, and you can be pre-spraying with nice hot water as well. Right, we're all connected, ready to go. We've had our heater running, and that's got the water nice and hot for you, ready to go. So we're going to turn that off, turn our waste pump on, turn our pressure pump on, and the two vacuum motors, but one at a time. When we finish cleaning, we turn the switches off one at a time, and then we can start to disconnect everything. So we can disconnect our vacuum hose, but I can't seem to disconnect this for some reason or other. When we finish and we want to unpack, we've got to disconnect these hoses. Now, can you see the little needle there? It's still telling me I've got pressure, so I can't undo these fittings while it's under pressure. So I must release that pressure. And now that comes off easily, and it comes off easily from the machine. So if you're having trouble releasing these, it's probably because you've still got pressure in the line. When you put your wand down, always put it down on the handle so you're not damaging that quick connect. We turn the valve off, the drain pipe, we can disconnect that. We can disconnect the hot water line. Turn it off at the laundry tap first, of course, and then disconnect that. Unplug our vacuum hose, and then we get to clean the basket out and do all that sort of thing. One essential piece of equipment you need for finishing off a carpet cleaning job is the Grandy Groom. This is a rather stiff bristled brush which sets the pile nice and evenly, takes out any mark with some lines out of the carpet. And just gives you a really good finish.